Hello, this is Caleb with Garvin Sewer Service. I am at 1101 Monroe Drive. Let me verify that. Yep, 1101. So we did a series of locating, and I was able to camera about to 140 feet before I couldn't move any further, so I turned on water to get out there. So I'm 168 feet to the manhole. We popped the manhole, took a look at it. There was a bunch of debris in there, so we cleared it out with running water and buckets of water. And the last 40 feet or so, or 30 or 40 feet or 20 feet or so, we don't have a good visual, so we're going to find that out together. I do know there's an offset that needs to be addressed here in just a second. So we are in the manhole right now, and we're starting to pull back. So right here. That looks really gnarly. It almost looks like a break. I'm trying to push forward. It's just really hard. So that is completely separated. Luckily, the drain past it is on the downward end, so right now they're able to flow, but this is going to be a problem soon. It is prone to collapsing. At this point, if I had to snake the line, I'd be very, very timid to do that. I would probably say if we do see roots that we probably just want to get this fixed, because I just don't know if that's going to be a good idea to snake that if it is separated. So I'll go locate this real quick. I mean, it's right by the manhole, but I want to get a specific spot. I'll pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, so I measured or located that at 6 foot 6 inches. I was also getting 6 foot 8 inches of depth. And it's, it's just a foot or two off the manhole coming back. So that's completely separated, and that needs to be addressed. So they got a little bit of roots there, but I'll leave it up to the discretion of Brett if he wants me to try to clean that. I'm very timid about cleaning that with that separated pipe just a few feet down. I wouldn't recommend it. Nothing much there. I did note, and I talked to Brett while he was over here, that there was a few sections of very, very minor root intrusion up the way that, like right there, that's very close to the wall. Blades aren't really going to get a very good clean cut of those. If they're a little larger, and kind of sticking out, it would. Those may be able to be cleaned out better. But like I said, I think I should leave it up to the discretion of him to whether he wants me to clean it. One, because just the budget and all that. But I also want to mention that those separations can get worse, or it can collapse around my cable if I hit it. So I think that that's more of a problem than the minor root intrusion we have at this time. I don't know what happened. I hit something. Hopefully that's not recorded that way. It had a, see that? It had a white streak. Interesting. I guess I can point to stuff. So if you saw a white streak on there, I'm sorry. There's a paintbrush to try to maybe point to stuff for the video, but should be able to see everything that I was talking about. See how those roots are so close to that circumference of the drain right there, Lucas? Yeah, cleaning it with 4-inch knives could potentially get it. But there's a chance that even if there wasn't a crack or nothing, I could run that all day and still not be able to get those very well. So, happening again. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the ground. I've actually never seen that. I guess there's an app update. So we do go underwater here, and I'm not sure if it's just a pitch issue or if there's any crack or anything like that going on in this section. So that section may have something going on, but as you can see, we don't have a good visual on that. I will go ahead and locate that spot as well, and I'll point out the locates that I did up the way in just a minute. Okay, so I located that spot. It is close to the west side of 1111 Monroe Drive. And we're also going to have a series of locates just a few feet backwards as well. So right by the manhole, you have that really bad offset separation. Up the way, you have about an 8-foot belly or so, if I'm not mistaken. And then as we pull back, we're also going to see a couple hairline fractures in a few feet. We also located that. So my recommendation is to replace from the first crack to the manhole, which is going to be about, I can revisit that. It'll be a 30 or 40 foot run. Make sure I don't miss it. So right here on the left side, we see a hairline crack, a fracture. You know, cracks are cracks. It is a minor crack, but it is something that very well could be a problem in the next few years. If we're already addressing the offset separation, the manhole and in the belly as well, because that was a pretty significant belly. Go ahead and replace this. I located that at 5 foot 6 inches on the west side of 1111 Monroe Drive. And then I also have another hairline crack. Where is it? Right here. So right here we have a hairline crack on your right side. I do not deem that to be roots because it's not, it kind of starts on its own. It's bright, so it tells me it's the middle part of the clay. I could be wrong on that. I did question it, but I do believe that is the crack on the right side there. And I located this as well. It's about 5 foot 6 inches deep as well. This is going to cease the problems in the clay, so as we come back, we're not going to have any other issues unless I missed it. We'll address it if we do. But it's looking like from this crack to the manhole is 168 and we're about 108. So it's about a 60-foot run. You have a crack here, a crack about 10, 15 feet down. Then you have a belly that's about 10 feet, that's pretty significant. And then next to the manhole, you have that offset and the separation that is the worst part and something that I really don't want to clean because I don't want to risk having the line collapse on me and my cable being stuck. So we'll let that be up to Brett's discretion, but I think that this needs to probably get addressed sooner rather than later because of all that. And we're going to keep on coming back, but we do want to mention that when we get back up here, the sweep is rotting out as well. So, make sure that's not a crack right there. I don't think it is. Oh, that is one on the left side. So that's, yeah, I think that fitting's just bad. Or that's the section, because it looks like there's one on the left side. You see that? Right here, right there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, on that left side. I think that might be another crack, but it's basically in the same spot. So we'll just move that marking up just a little bit, a couple feet. We're still at 107. So yeah, that fitting would need to get replaced. But it seems like, I believe, as far as I can tell, we were running dry and taking our time through here. So didn't have any clay issues until we meet the cast. But like I did say, the cast sweep, and I'm going to show you that it is rotting out right at the sweep. It won't last too much longer before it completely rots out. I wouldn't give it 10 years. I'm not even sure I would give it 5. So I had to go backwards with this camera just because it was such a far run that I could not push the camera. So I turned the water on to get out there. So that's why we're coming back with it. So all the problems that we've seen so far is sweep is rotting out right at the bottom of the sweep with the clean out. And then at 107 we have a crack. Pass away we have a crack. We have a belly that's pretty significant, and then the bad separation. So I know I'm repeating myself quite a few here, but I'm just trying to make sure everything's noted correctly. Again, all those spots that look like roots, very minor. Snaking it, especially this up to the, you know, this spot, you know, those are definitely not cuttable at all. We do have a flush from a unit coming by, so just know that that running water is coming from a unit. We have slightest of root intrusion there, but again, like I was explaining to you, Lucas, that's not going to be something that my blades are going to grab onto very well.
Yep.
Be snaking for no reason. Paper, we'll flush that out before we leave. So right here is the cast to clay transition. There's a little bit of standing water right there. I don't remember it being that large. I know there was a flush going by. So there's clay, 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 clay. I think that's, so I know this is going to be within a unit, but we do have a little bit of standing water there. It's not too big of a deal. I'm sure the flush that just went by probably made that look worse than it did. But that's going to be when in the crawl space in one of the units. It'll probably be unit A. Because we're sweeping that direction. But I can't locate is what I'm trying to say. Section of cast looks to be in pretty good shape. You're going to have some scaling, you know, which is normal and expected in cast iron. We'll make sure to get a good flush. My camera head's stopping the toilet paper from coming down. All right here it's a sweep. So right now we're looking straight down. So I want to point out that our camera head actually goes, and the camera head's trying to face upwards. So there's a dip right here, and there's standing water. Even when water is not being ran, you'll see that it kind of comes out of it. As we come back, we sink into that water, and then we kind of drop dramatically into that water right there. So that's telling me the bottom of that sweep is rotting out. How long that will take, who knows? But anytime there's standing water in a sweep like this, or in cast iron in general, specifically cast iron, it will expedite the rotting process. So I think the sweep is going to be a ticking time bomb, essentially. And I just want to show you, we're quickly dip down into some water right there. It may last you 10 years, it may not. So that's another thing that probably needs to get addressed. I know this is a long video, and I apologize. The invoice summary will have all this written out. We'll have pictures of all the locates. If there's any other questions, feel free to give Garvin Sewer Service a call. Once again, my name is Caleb. Thank you for your time.